Hello everyone, it's your boy Shaggy Haggard Pasty Pickle here, back for another episode of Audio Purgatory. This one's a little special because it has been like 9, 10, 11 months since I made the last episode of one of these, and on top of that, it is my birthday. It's my 26th birthday, October 31st, Halloween, and it is really cool. It's been an interesting year to say the least, and a lot has happened since I made the last episode of Audio Purgatory. One of which I think you all have noticed is the price of gas has just exploded over the past year. I remember in like less than a year ago, I was paying like probably $2.40, $2.50 at the pump, and now I'm paying. I remember the other day I filled up my tank and it was $3.60 a gallon. That's $1 plus in around a year. That's insane. America in general seems like it's going through a bit of a crisis right now, an identity crisis, a crisis on the world stage. We're kind of losing our position as like a major world power. It seems like, the United States dollar is purchasing less. Inflation is increasing in the United States, and a lot of Americans, we're very divided right now, politically. Some would argue racially, but I wouldn't say racially we're divided, because I know a lot of people that get along that are of different races. So, I guess it depends on where you are in the United States. But just in general, we are going through, I don't know if it's a revolution, but we're definitely going through something. I just want to be frank, and I gotta say, Joe Biden's presidency so far has been kind of a failure. I don't think anyone voted for Joe Biden thinking that he was going to be an amazing president, but rather they just wanted to get Trump out of office. And now, less than a year into his presidency, with the supply chain issues and inflation and our sloppy pullout of Afghanistan, and just Biden on the world stage fumbling around and kind of acting, like he has dementia, or just acting like a 78-year-old would. Frankly, that's how old he is, and it's just, his presidency has not been impressive so far. I think a lot of people can agree. It's, I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see what the next couple of years are going to be. There's even divisiveness along people who don't want to get vaccinated and people who are vaccinated, and, people getting fired because they aren't vaccinated, even if they have the antibodies against coronavirus. And I've seen people, they're driving in their car by themselves and they're wearing a mask and they're fully vaccinated, and it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Live your life. At a certain point, we're going to have to be willing to step our toe, out of this whole pandemic thing and kind of take a chance and be willing to live our lives normally like we have been, for the majority of a lot of our lives. Like, I don't know. It's really interesting times here in America, and it feels like we're kind of on a decline, and potentially within the next 5 to 10 years, we may be on a potential collapse, with all of these issues in this, again, I said the supply chain and inflation and there's workforce issues. There's a lot of people not wanting to work now. They're making money through cryptocurrencies, and some women through like OnlyFans and, those alternative sites. And it's just a really interesting time to be an American and to be in America in general, because I don't think anyone is really too confident as to what the future of America is going to be at this point. A lot of people feel like we're at the brink of a civil war even, and that very well may be the case, but who knows? I certainly hope not. Since we made the last episode, or I made the last episode of Audio Purgatory, one of my idols has passed away, Norm Macdonald. He was a comedian. He was a legend. He was like a legend among other comedian legends. He was very well respected, and he's going to be greatly missed. He died of cancer. I think he had cancer for 12 years and didn't inform anyone of it. He wanted to pass away peacefully without people being concerned about his state, and it's just really interesting. Wanted to throw that out there, so God bless Norm Macdonald. And I think since then, even John McAfee passed away since the last episode of Audio Purgatory. So that's another icon of mine who has passed away, another idol of mine that's passed away. Rest in peace, John McAfee. And alongside all of that, I'm just going to leave it with one last thought. Big cities. Big cities, it's something really interesting because I think when we're all young, we like the idea of living in a big city, right? This is something I've observed, some kind of a conclusion I've came to, while I've been, 25, over this past year of being 25 years old. I remember I live in Phoenix, for context. I wanted Phoenix, Arizona, to become like a really popular major city that, had really cool stadiums and attracted a lot of tourists. And I was really excited about Phoenix becoming like a major metropolitan area that people wanted to go to. But now, living in Phoenix, I see that there's already a lot of Californians, a lot of people from all across the country, a lot of people from Michigan, from the East Coast, Pennsylvania. They're moving here to Arizona, and I'm starting to see Phoenix become more and more and more and more of a big city. And, it's not attractive. After a while, the big city lifestyle becomes less and less attractive because you start to see more of the negatives of big city living. There's tons of homeless people everywhere. There's degeneracy. People, fucking selling their bodies left and right on the street and on the internet. And there's fucking long lines for everything. You can't stop and get a burger from fucking In-N-Out or Burger King without it taking 30 minutes. At a certain point, the convenience of living in a big city becomes a headache because everyone lives there. It takes forever to get anywhere because it's always so busy in traffic. If you want to go 5 miles down the road, it's going to take half an hour. Like, big city living is nice to a certain point, then it starts to become like a metropolis. And then there's like millions and millions and millions and millions of people all crammed into this one city. And then it starts to become congested, degeneracy starts to be promoted, and it starts getting ugly at a certain point. So I don't know. I think it would be healthy if America and the world in general draw back from the big city lifestyle because it seems kind of ugly after a certain point. But that was it for this episode of Audio Purgatory. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe, and contribute to the conversation. And that's really going to be it. I look forward to the next episode of Audio Purgatory. Enjoy yourselves, have a spooky Halloween, and goodbye.